Wesley Tyus, great-grandson, Randall Tyus, didn't originate in this community. They came over from Brownsville, Tennessee to Center Ridge, Arkansas. If you go to Mount Zion Methodist Church, then you'll hear the history of how our great-grandfather was one of them that donated land for the church over there. And my grandfather, John Lane, there's a lot of Johns and Jameses in the Tyus family. John Lane, Bishop B.B. Tyus, came over here. His brother, Robert Tyus, was over here. And they came, and the Tyus family have been a part of Twin Groves, formerly Damascus, Arkansas. When you say Tyus, automatically you assume Twin Groves, Arkansas, although we're spread out now. We came from a hard-working family.
That's not me.
One of my mother's favorite saying was, "I hate a lazy person." So therefore, she didn't tolerate any lazy children. You had work to do, and you did that work. There were no excuses. And I'm gonna tell you something. I was the oldest boy, number 5 in the family, so there's 4 under me, and so I'd have to stay at home and babysit. And my second, third sister, Lean, came home, and things weren't as she thought they ought to be. And she said if it was the same way the next day, she was going to beat me herself. So I did not have to deal with mama and daddy only. I had to deal with my sisters as well. So working was not an option in the family. And I share, if any of you knew my daddy, he was missing. I never knew him with the fingers on his left hand. But yet and still, my mother said that he said, I did anything that I wanted to do. Before I got him cut off, I'm going to do anything that I want to do after. You travel over 124, 65, and through Twin Groves, you see milk barns, storm shelters that my daddy built with one hand and a thumb on the other hand. So excuses we don't have. And it's been said that we stand on the backs, we stand on the shoulders of those that came before us. And we say that we had it hard. I had it better than Mr. Delmo, because Mr. Delmo said they had 1 mule, we had 4. So we were moving up, and we had to go to the fields, and it wasn't the tractor, it wasn't air-conditioned equipment. It was out there in the dust, in the heat, following those things, planting the crops so you could harvest them in the fall. So Matt talked about the big families. The big families, the children were an asset, not a liability. You go to the fields and you went and worked to help take care of the family. And others had it better than me and my sisters, because if I went to wherever and worked, half of that money went to the household and the other half went to take care of my needs. So we have come a long ways, and I can imagine, but then I can't imagine. But and it's been said, and this is so very, very important. Sometimes we get snooty kids. They need to know that our parents didn't have that option. So understand where you come from. And again, we came from a family of hard work, and that's all I know. My prayer is to the Lord, as long as I'm here, is to be able to go and do and take care of myself, work and satisfy the mind. So again, the Tyus family is known here, great part of this community, and always will be. Didn't originate here, but settled here, and this have been home. And I thank God for it. Again, we thank Sister Thompson for, again, her vision, her hard work for Twingo. And you know what? There's no one person, and we have to realize that a cooperative effort, we can move forward, but there's nobody that can move forward by themselves. And then you know, we got the ability to go to school. We got the abilities to get loans and things like this. But we think that we got there by ourselves. Not a one of us got there by ourselves. And we should work together. That should be our goal. That should be the end result of us working together, because you know what? We got here together. When you didn't have any money, and I heard somebody say it would aggravate them, and it did me too. When we'd be out plowing the fields and on Saturday mornings, and I look and see people riding up and down the road, and as soon as the crops were ready, Daddy would get food and invite people to come and get them a mess of whatever. I didn't think that was very fair. But that is the way that we should be. We all make it together. Again, my great-grandfather Randall came over from Brownsville, Tennessee, went to Center Ridge, Arkansas. My grandfather John Lane came over from Center Ridge to Twin Groves, and the rest of it is history. My grandfather was married twice. He had 4 children by his first wife, and he had 4 children by my grandmother. So there was 8 total, 4 boys and 4 girls. Husey Tyus, Pearlie Tyus, Odella Tyus Dillard, and Lurley Tyus Simmons. Boys, Lee Tyus, Uncle Lee. Aunt Mary called him Leander. Daddy was the second, J.W. Tyus. Uncle Nick was the third, Cornelius Tyus. And Uncle K was the last of the whole bunch, Weefus K. Rufus Tyus. That we all descended from them. And I have great honor. It's a great honor for me to be a resident of Twin Groves, Arkansas. Thank you.